Now we prove a property of distributive law of sets for all sets A, B and C. This distributive property holds. This is union over intersection. Now what we need to show is that this equality holds, and for this we need to show that the left hand side is a subset of right hand side, and the right hand side is also a subset of left hand side. So that's how we show an equality between two sets. So we now start the proof. We suppose that X belong to A union B intersection C, X belong to A, or X belong to B intersection C by applying the definition of union. So now we have two cases. Since X belong to A or X belong to B intersection C, so the first case is when X belong to A. So since X belong to A, then X belong to A union B. अगर वो A में पाया जाता है तो वो A union B में भी मौजूद होगा by the definition of union. और इसी तरीके से हम ये कह सकते हैं कि X will also be present in A union C. So यहाँ से हम ये बता सकते हैं कि अगर X A union B में भी है और X A union C में भी है, तो because it is present in both, so we can say that X belong to the intersection of A union B and A union C. So now X belongs to the right hand side. Similarly, we take the case X belong to B intersection C, and this means that X belong to B and X belong to C. And now since X belong to B, we see that X belong to A union B. क्योंकि अगर B में वो पाया जाता है तो वो किसी भी सेट के साथ उसकी यूनियन ले लें तो by the definition of union वो उस सेट में भी पाया जाएगा. So it must be in A union B. And since X belong to C, X also belong to A union C. So now we see that X belong to both A union B and A union C. So it must be, contain in the intersection of both the sets, and hence we have shown that the left hand side is contained in the right hand side. तो इस तरीके से हम बता सके हैं कि A union B intersection C is a subset of A union B intersection A union C. Now we have to show that A union B intersection A union C is contained in A union B intersection C. So right hand side में से हम एक एलिमेंट चूज करेंगे और उस पर डेफिनेशन अप्लाई करेंगे, and then we see that whether that element belongs to A union B intersection C or not. So by definition of intersection, X belong to A union B and X belong to A union C. Now we consider the two cases X belong to A and X does not belong to A. So in the first case, when X belong to A, since X is in A, we can conclude that X belong to A union B intersection C by the definition of union. For the second case, when X does not belong to A, since X belong to A union B, X is in at least one of A or B, but we have supposed that X is not in A, hence X is in B. Similarly, since X belong to A union C, X is in at least one of A or C, but X is not in A, so X is in C. So we have shown that both x belong to B and x belong to C, and so by the definition of intersection, x belong to B intersection C, and when it belongs to intersection of B intersection C, then we can conclude that x belong to A union B intersection C. In both the cases, x belong to A union B intersection C, and hence the left hand side is contained in now right hand side, which completes the proof of distributive law. Now we see a proof of De Morgan's law for sets. Prove that for all sets A and B, the complement of A union B is equal to A complement intersection B complement. Now we suppose that x belong to A union B complement, and this means that x does not belong to A union B. What it means to say that x does not belong to A union B, that so it means that x is neither in A nor in B. So x is not in A and x is not in B can be written as x does not belong to A and x does not belong to B. So by this we can say that x belong to the complement of A and x belong to the complement of B. So it follows by definition of intersection that x belong to A complement intersection B complement. So now A complement of A union B is contained in A complement intersection B complement. Now we choose x belong to A complement intersection B complement. So by using the intersection, we see that x belong to A complement and x belong to B complement, and by the definition of complement, x does not belong to A and x does not belong to B. In other words, x is not in A and x is not in B. By using the law of equivalence through De Morgan's law, we see that it is equivalent to say that it is false that x is in A or x is in B. Which can be written as x does not belong to A union B. So अगर x A में भी नहीं है और x जो है वो B में भी नहीं है, तो वो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि x जो है वो उनकी यूनियन में भी नहीं पाया जाएगा. सो यहाँ से हम ये कह सकते हैं कि अगर वो यूनियन में नहीं पाया जा रहा तो वो उसके यूनियन के कम्प्लीमेंट में ज़रूर पाया जाएगा. सो बाय यूजिंग द डेफिनेशन ऑफ कम्प्लीमेंट, x belong to A union B complement, it follows that A complement intersection B complement is now a subset of A union B complement. So we have shown that left hand side is a subset of right hand side and right hand side is also a subset of left hand side. So the equality holds. Now we see uniqueness of empty set. So the statement is there is only one set with no elements. To prove it, we suppose that E1 and E2 are two sets having no element. So E1 is contained in E2. Since E1 has no elements, also E2 is contained in E1 since E2 has no element. So if there is no element present in a set, that will be a subset of any set. So thus E1 is equal to E2 by the definition of set equality. So empty set is a unique set. The second statement is a set with no elements is a subset of every set. So if E is a set with no elements and A is any set, then E is contained in A. This is the statement to be proven. Suppose there exists a set E with no elements and a set A such that E is not contained in A. Then there would be an element of E that is not an element of A. But there can be no such element since E has no elements. So this is a proof by contradiction. Now we will prove a conditional statement regarding some sets. That is, prove that for all sets A, B and C, if A is contained in B, A is contained in B and B is contained in C complement, then A intersection C is equal to phi. So अगर हम इस स्टेटमेंट को समझें तो इजीली इंट्यूटिवली और वेन डायग्राम सामने रखते हुए हम देख सकते हैं कि अगर कोई सेट जो है वो किसी सेट में कंटेन कर रहा है, बी में कंटेन कर रहा है, एंड देन बी इज़ कंटेन्ड इन सी कॉम्प्लीमेंट, मतलब सी के साथ उसका कोई ताल्लुक़ नहीं है, सी के साथ बी की इंटरसेक्शन जो है वो एम्प्टी है. सो बी किस में कंटेन कर रहा है, पूरे का पूरा कंटेन कर रहा है सी कॉम्प्लीमेंट में, तो जो सी है उसके साथ इसकी जो इंटरसेक्शन है दैट विल बी एम्प्टी. सो इस चीज़ को सामने रखते हुए अगर हम देखें तो ए और सी के बारे में हम क्या कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि ए मुकम्मल तौर पे कंटेन हो रहा है बी में और बी की इंटरसेक्शन सी के साथ एम्प्टी है. सो वी कैन से दैट द इंटरसेक्शन बिटवीन ए एंड सी इज़ एम्प्टी. सो इसका प्रूफ जो है वो हम देखते हैं किस तरीके से किया जा सकता है. सपोज A, B and C are any sets such that A is contained in B and B is contained in C complement. We must show that A intersection C is equal to phi. और यहाँ पे हम कंट्रडिक्शन अप्लाई करते हैं और हम सपोज करते हैं कि हाइपोथेसिस में जो चीज़ें दी गई हैं वो ट्रू हैं, लेकिन जो कंक्लूजन में जो कि ए इंटरसेक्शन सी इज इक्वल टू फाई है ये ठीक नहीं है. ये सो वी आर सपोजिंग दैट ए इंटरसेक्शन सी इज नॉट इक्वल टू फाई. इफ दिस इज नॉट इक्वल टू एन एम्प्टी सेट देन देयर मस्ट बी एन एलिमेंट एक्स इन ए इंटरसेक्शन सी, एंड बाय द डेफिनेशन ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन वी से दैट एक्स बिलोंग टू ए एंड एक्स बिलोंग टू सी. Now we have one element which is in A and which is also in C. Now we know that A is contained in B through assumption, so X must contain in B by the definition of subset. Also, since we know that B is a subset of C complement, then we say that X also belong to the complement of C. By the definition of subset again these things can be said. Now it follows by the definition of complement that X does not belong to C, and since X belong to the complement of C x does not belong to C itself. Thus x belong to C and x does not belong to C. So we can say that here contradiction arises. The assumption which we have taken is wrong. So the supposition that there is an element in A intersection C is false, and hence A intersection C is equal to 5, as was to be shown. Now we see some identities related to sets, and these identities are not true. It is written as A minus B union B minus C is equal to A minus C. So if some identity is presented to you, you must check first that whether it is true or not before proving it or before verifying it. You must check that this is true or false. So for this we see that this is false by this counter example. We are taking A set and B and C, and then we are checking that what is the result. So A minus B is giving us this 1 and 4, and B minus C is giving us 2, 3, and A minus C is 1, 2. So the union gives us 1, 2, 3 and 4, but the subtraction we have seen that it contains only 1 and 2 element, and so these two sets are not equal, and hence we can say that the given identity is false. And a simple counter example can also be presented, और इस एग्जाम्पल में हम देख सकते हैं कि हम सिंपलेस्ट जो हमारे पास सेट्स हैं उनको यूज़ कर रहे हैं. जैसे एम्प्टी सेट जो है वो यूज़ किया जा रहा है, और इसी तरह बी जो सेट है वो सिंगलटन सेट लिया जा रहा है. दीज आर स्पेशल काइंड्स ऑफ सेट्स, और कहीं पर ये हमें अगर कोई काउंटर एग्जाम्पल देनी पड़े तो उस सूरत में इस तरह के सेट्स जो हैं वो इस्तेमाल किए जा सकते हैं. एंड सी इज़ अगेन 5, एंड नाउ वी सी दैट A minus B gives us empty set, but B minus C is 3 and A minus C is 5. So now the union will give us the singleton 3, but A minus C is 5. So this is a simple counter example.